Good afternoon, everyone. And yes, or no, your eyes and ears are not deceiving you. I'm actually doing a video here on the market. I know it's been a long time, but as we know, there was not a whole lot to say on this market over the last few months. And believe it or not, this new Trump market, at least for microcaps, has actually managed to be worse than it was under Biden. So go figure. I mean, there's lots of reasons for that. Number one, interest rates, which we thought would have come down by now, but that's a whole nother story. But I thought I would just throw out an early week video here. You know, we had a big bounce back, and as I've been saying over the last couple of weeks, it's been a very, very dangerous tape. Things are just falling out of bed. Liquidity has dried up everywhere. You know, for the last several months since we had that last little mini spurt in October, it's been a market just dominated by shorts. And even when you look around on social media right now, it seems like everyone and their mom is a short now. Any stock goes up and you'll see nothing but I'm shorting this, not the kind of stuff we used to see in manias where people would chase. Now they are chasing, but it's the absolute trash of the trash that they are chasing. The only stocks that are moving in small cap land for the most part are stocks being set up by the four horsemen of dilution. You get a big run on the silliest of news, and it's just a matter of time before we see some nasty offering come. Everything else, wide spreads, no interest, and very little volume. We're looking at the QQQs here. It's an interesting market. I said in the room today that I thought this was a market that could trend higher in the coming days, aside from headline risk. That's been the problem. You wake up, something happens overnight, and you can see it here. We just have big up and down moves. The large caps, the mega caps have just been moving like pennies. Who knows what news is going to come out? And a big driver of that, too, has also been crypto. Now, the one thing about this Bitcoin chart here, this has been a formation, and I've tried a few swings on this type of formation early in this year. This formation, more times than not, has been failing miserably. But we do have some potential hope. We've got the weekly chart here, so there's pretty strong support at the 200-day moving average, 58. If we look at the monthly, pretty strong support, one would think, at 56. But what we've seen happen in the past is, and we've seen it happen a lot now with this AI-dominated market, if they do hammer crypto, do not be surprised to see them hammer it below those moving averages and scare out a lot of people. Now, there will be buyers, and there are right now, thinking that these moving averages might act as support, but they could just as easily get torpedoed. And we've seen that many, many times across many different stocks of late. But anyway, let's talk about some stocks. I've been high cash, couple of swings that I probably shouldn't have been in, but, you know, old habits are hard to break. One of those little penny swings is VRAX. They've got a shareholder meeting. I believe it is March 11th or 12th. So the idea here is they've got no dilution risk, one would think, and they have to ask for reverse split authorization at that meeting. So we're not going to get blindsided, hopefully, by reverse split news. Well, that they can, or dilution right now. This one's been chilling at the bottom. Now, we've seen a lot of pennies explode from this area, but they're exploding because they have offering coming. And believe it or not, stocks that don't have an offering coming have no interest in this market with the algos. But this one's nicely oversold. It kept a wide spread all day. 2.5 cents, 2 cents. Kind of ridiculous. We've seen that across microcap land, which is why I've been essentially sitting on my hands. But this is a penny chart that if it actually did get some news, we could see a quick 25, 50% move in it. Of course, I gotta talk about the albatross here. NIXX, for the umpteenth time, has what appears to be a bottom. We actually got a downtrend break on this the last 2 days. I know I did a funny video today, short, on NIXX, on how long, 84 years before it's going to pay. This is one of these things. If it gets a really nice press release with some damn numbers in it, the upside potential could be up here at the 50-day moving average at 85 cents. LTBR, they have earnings after the close tomorrow, so we could see some movement on that into earnings. It's one I own long term. A lot of resistance just above here. You got the 20-day, 50-day, 200-day. These guys also have an active ATM, which is why the stock seems to never go anywhere. But it had a nice little bounce today. And one thing to note, what I've seen happen, and you've probably noticed the same thing, we had a recent low of 1246. We've seen this on numerous stocks right now. What do you think they did yesterday? They break below those points. It happens over and over. They're trying to trigger those stops. So it's one of those things. Yes, you have to use stops, but you also have to have, I think, right now in your mind, am I okay giving it a little bit more rope if the algos do go after those support levels? Because these sophisticated programs know exactly how everyone thinks, and they're trying to trigger everyone before they pop them. YOU, earnings pre-market tomorrow. Heavily shorted. Had a nice little pop last year, this time on its earnings report. Very, very good news today, but again, heavily shorted stock. It's going to be a tale of two cities tomorrow. Is it going to break 35 and make a run to 40? Or are they going to disappoint somehow and the shorts are going to be able to break it under 32 and you could be looking at a retest of the October low? So fingers crossed we get a short squeeze that is very overdue. APP, what more can you say? I said when I initially got into this stock a year plus ago that it reminded me a lot of Tesla in that it is heavily manipulated by shorts. There's always some sort of story coming out left and right. Right now, if the market does hold up, this is a stock that looks like it could see a bounce back to the 20-day exponential. That's at 442. If things got even crazier, we might see 475. I don't think we're in a market environment where we're going to see some crazy, but you could, if we see continuation this week, this is one that could see a push up. But again, as we have seen, it's been an up and down, whatever the news is overnight or in the morning that's pushing things up and down right now. Quick mention on Tesla. Tesla looks really attractive. Again, this is also if we do see a push higher. It's got to break the famous 420 level, and you could be looking, from this area, $10 up to there, but really a move back up to that 435, 440 level. So that's it. Really short video, guys. I'm going to do better. I'm going to make sure and try to make sure I do at least one of these videos every week going forward. I may even do more than that. Like and subscribe to the videos. If I see those views, I'm going to be more tempted to start doing more of these videos. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you all in the chat room tomorrow. Bye.